Well, hello everyone, welcome. This is our day 4 of the online safety and cybersecurity campaign that Kidz has been running. On Tuesday is when we started, and we started it at Red Cross, where we were looking at the common online safety security. We were looking at the most common threats that we face. On Tuesday, we were looking at phishing.
Yeah, on Tuesday we were looking at phishing, and we were at Kenya Red Cross, where we were also live on the different social medias and trying to advocate about how the community, people everywhere should be aware about the clicking of links. When you get a link that is strange and you don't know where it's going, or a link that is asking you to change either your password on social media, email addresses, or you winning something that you have not even been part of the competition.
Okay. So Wednesday we were at American Corner, Mombasa, where we were looking at
social media privacy and setting. And on this, we were focusing on what are some of the things we need to know whenever we are on social media, whenever we are interacting with strangers. We're talking about the likes of identity theft. Not everybody that you see on social media with the image of the person you're likely to know is that person. So there's so many identity thefts on social media that we need to look into. So don't fall a victim of sending money, or trying to treat somebody that you thought you know, or trying to also reveal so much secret because you think that the person you're interacting with is that person. Also, right now, people are selling their social media account at good money, and the people who are buying them, others are not changing the details. So still, you might end up falling a victim of engaging with a stranger in the name of somebody you have been thinking that you know them.
Yes, so yesterday we were at Swahili Pot and we were looking at online gaming and some of the frauds that happen in the chat rooms, and we gave you a few pointers in terms of how to protect your account and protect yourself. Today we are live from Close the Gap Hub, and we are going to be talking about social media reputation management. So with me, I have Kidz from Kidz Africa, and I have Esther from Close the Gap Kenya. So I can give you a minute and just say hi.
Okay. Hi, my name is Esther Ochola. I work at Close the Gap. I work here as a sales and marketing associate. So Close the Gap is a social enterprise that is profit making. We focus on bridging the digital divide, that's with tools and training opportunities to enhance the digital skills in the host region.
Thank you for joining us. And Akwabi?
Yeah, my name is Akwabi Paul, and I am the head of partnership and strategy at Kidz Africa, where we train learners on digital skills, robotics, coding, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and majorly on online safety and cybersecurity, actually as a whole, so that we protect our community and save them from all the cybercrime dangers that are out here. Thank you.
Okay. So now for today, part of the reason that they're here is because right now as we are live, we are using a social media platform. According to statistics, we have over 3.6 billion people who are using one form of social media, be it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can name it. Now for Esther, she manages the social handles for Close the Gap, and for Paul, he both has a company and his own personal site. So they're going to be here with me, and we're going to look at some of the threats, some of the things that they look at as they're posting and engaging. Remember, when you're engaging from a social media platform, you have a brand, you have a reputation to maintain. So we're going to look at that reputation from a company perspective and from a personal perspective, among the do's and don'ts that you're supposed to be following. So now I'll first pose the first question to Paul. Seeing that you're a brand on your own and you're also having a company, so how do you manage to create that divide between what you post as Paul and what you post as Kidz Africa?
Yes, that question. Okay, fine. Now for the viewers, actually, there is a difference between the brand as Paul and the company itself. No, as Paul, we focus on as Paul because I know we'll also be focusing on the corporate side and the company side later. Now, from my side as Paul, what I've even realized is so many partners that we are engaging with also they end up buying you as an individual. They don't actually buy even the company itself. So you as an individual, what you're posting encourages the partners, makes the partners to believe in the brand that any company that you're working with. You don't have to be even the CEO or the founder, even if you're just somebody within in a very lower position of the company. Whatever you're posting, how you're branding yourself, helps makes people to start associating you with that particular actually organization. So I'll talk about me as a brand actually, Aqua People. What happens is I check what I'm posting. In which way? Most of the things I'm posting, as much as they are social, showing about my social life, I avoid oversharing information, especially on details that I know might be used against me. Something else I look into is to post also things that are related to the things that professionally I am doing, so that people are able to associate with who I am and be able to look for those solutions whenever they need them through me. And also it's a form of marketing, also what you are doing every day, what you are engaging yourself with every day. Something else I also look into is on the settings. Most of the time, you get that out of the settings that we put, we end up compromising so much about the details that we usually, or the hackers, or anyone who gets into your account. So, my social media email address is totally different from my company and any other serious email address that I use. Just in case I fall a victim of somebody and they are able to access one of the email passwords, then it doesn't affect everything of mine. Possibly it might be a work email, so you are not able to attack me or take hostage.
So where do you draw the line?
Okay, first and foremost, I would like to recognize that social media is an important tool in this day and age. Like, we're able to reach larger demographics given social media. So I try as much as possible to articulate close the gap in the most professional way as possible while engaging with our clients, which we strive to reach them and meet their needs. So for Close the Gap, we have very many products that we try as much as possible to create awareness of via social media. So given the different platforms, we're able to articulate our goals, our vision, our mission, and engage with our clients as well throughout.
Okay, so now allow me, Paul, to actually ask this. So now, whenever you're interacting, remember how you talk, it all goes into a brand. So there is a brand, like you mentioned, there is a brand Paul, and there is a brand Kidz Africa, right? Now, you told us one among the ways you balance is your social life now is posted as part of what it is you're doing. But then maybe there is a person who they want their social life and their work life to be very different. What would you advise for such a person?
Yeah, for such a person, yeah, because actually my career is slightly different, not even slightly, sometimes it's just totally different from so many people. And there are people, actually, their social life is like also their, where they have monetized actually how to make money at the end of the day. Whereas there are people who show you maybe they post what they are doing and everywhere they are visiting for you to be able to follow them, and they are able to monetize that to get money. So that is different from my side, but now I'll talk about it. Now, when you are doing this thing, remember you are prone to so many things also, negative things to happen to you. First of all is on attacks, which the whole week we are actually on International Internet Safety Day week, and on the Internet Safety Week, what we are looking into is how safe are you online? What I would like to tell everybody who's listening, everybody who is watching is you might have been hacked already, so it's a matter of just when these people are going to mess up with you. Because on phishing, what we're talking about in the first day is there might be a link that you've clicked and it has compromised your account, either your phone or laptop. So these people are just monitoring what you're doing and waiting for that time that you'll be prime enough for them to be able to extract much information or details from you or get hostage of your account. So if you are just posting also anything the way you want, that's fine, but you need to look at different guidelines, which is also the settings that you're putting on social media. We recommend a lot on the double authentication whenever you're logging in. Now, something else which, especially the youths, what we mess up with so many times right now, we are jobless, we're looking for jobs. But the content we are posting is irrelevant to, or a bit abusive, I can say that, to people. Yes, you'll get following, you'll get a lot of likes, people will actually support what you're saying, but remember, you have a life at the end of the day. When you're talking about social media, we're talking about from LinkedIn, we're talking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and every other social media that is out there. When you go to any company to get employment, nowadays, they usually have to check on your online presence. How etiquette are you on online presence? How organized are you? What are you focusing on generally, so that they know you more on your social life, so that they can be able to avoid to employ somebody who might not be able to blend with other people within the company and within the organization and the community. So what we are posting today, like a few months ago, we had a newspaper publication where we had one person who had talked ill about a certain product on social media. Then, actually around 5 years ago. Then now, 5 years later, there's a job opening that he qualified and he was shortlisted. So on the panel, when he was being interviewed, he was just asked about, on this particular year, you tweeted about how bad our products are and you abused this company. What do you want us to do so that we understand that you are just right within what you're doing? So with that, you get that already this person is looking for a job, there is an opportunity. Apparently, coincidentally, he's abusing the company that later would have been the employer actually for him to actually come out of unemployment. So what, and in future where we are going, even with the new technologies that are coming, the likes of ChatGPT, we will not be having even our curriculum vitae to send to companies. You just send your details, then they're able to ask that particular platform who you are and what you've ever done. Remember the likes of even Facebook, Twitter, even Google, they collect even your locations, where you visit, every hotel that you go. If you go and pay via M-Pesa, they have already tracked where you've paid and how much. So they even know what you eat. And that's why you get, at times, you check on social media and you get an advertisement for pizza. And you're wondering how, yet yesterday you paid for pizza at a certain restaurant. Because we're having apps that are mining this data and taking them, using them actually for strategic social media marketing. And also, whenever we are chatting with friends, maybe just about, maybe girls are chatting about their looks, different perfumes they use. Then the next day you're saying some of their advertisements are related to what you're chatting about yesterday. So this happens out of what we are doing, and that's why it is very important what you're talking, what we are advocating this week. Know what you're chatting even in private, because yes, you think that it's private to you, but all these things are being accessed. Let's just be real people, both in private and also on social media. Let's not be keyboard warriors whereby you hide behind the scene and you want to post anything to be abusive, cyberbullying and all that. In near future, as we go, especially for the youths, it will be so hard for you to get any job, decent job, if you've not been posting a rightful thing. Still both also with the celebrities that are going to come. There are some brands that will stop advertising with you or identifying themselves with you simply because the past image that you created on social media is not matching what they believe in also as an organization. So what we are at the on social media is very important. We need to know the world has changed. Our social presence is stronger than our physical presence right now. Yeah.
Well, what he's trying to say is that the internet doesn't forget. So whatever it is you're going to post today, it's not going to be erased. It's going to be there and you'll be used for reference even later when you're looking for a job, like the example that he gave. So now my question, final, to Esther is going to go, so now as a brand, Close the Gap has a brand, and I'm pretty sure there's some guidelines that have been posted. But then when we look at social media as a platform, we're looking at a way to attract both clients that are already with us and new people who do not know about, like now they do not know about Close the Gap. How do you keep it consistent in terms of you growing the brand, right? And not to be able to mix up. Remember, the internet doesn't forget. Yes.
So Close the Gap, we have a vision and we have a mission. So we try to articulate our stories, explain the vision and mission consistently. So we have content framework that embodies the buyer persona's journey from the beginning to the end. So how we retain our clients is by inventing new ways to storytell, using new ways or new channels to reach them. For the prospective clients, we try as much as possible to always articulate why we're doing what we're doing, because that's what drives us. Our main mission is bridging the digital divide. So for the new clients, we try as much as possible to reach them with content, like especially testimonials of people who have benefited from our services and our trainings. Yeah, so that's how we keep engaging with prospective clients and new clients, and we try as much as possible to use social media for the good that it has.
Okay. So I will switch over to Paul, and for you with Kidz Africa, you deal primarily with children. And now that is a very sensitive, because they're still young, they're still innocent. And now this child, we're in an age where they're being given phones as early as 8 years, as early as 7 years. Now for the parent who's there and he's watching and he's listening, is it okay, is it safe for you to give a child a phone and have them, coming into this world where we have over 3.6 people that they can access? You're not able to monitor who it is they're talking to, who it is or what it is they're saying. One, this is the first question. Is it okay to give a child a phone, or which age is it okay for you to give a child a phone? And then two, for that parent who has already given the child a phone, and now this child is either on TikTok, is on Facebook, is on Instagram, what are some of the things you would tell them to look out for in order to trying to protect this child? What would you tell them to be on the lookout for?
First of all, I would tell any caregiver, any parent, anybody who usually actually get access to kids around, that is almost everyone, it is more dangerous for a child not to have a phone than an adult having a phone. Why? We have had a lot of cases whereby a child of 10 years has been requesting his uncle for a phone to play just games. Then the uncle is an adult and he watches a lot of compromising content. Then as the child is playing the games, then a wrong content pops up. The child starts viewing the content. And most of this content, like this is a real and true story. There's a content about pornography. Then the child continued actually getting addicted to such content. And anytime this child is requesting a phone from the mother or the father, he usually also play games, but go to those sites because already he has been introduced from another phone that even the parents don't know about. So if you make sure your kid is having a phone to access, then you're able to control, you're able to be checking this phone, you're able to check even the login history on the web history. You're able to install different softwares that are able to protect this kid in that particular phone. You're able to actually control a lot of content all along. And also, you're able to guide that peer pressure that these kids usually have. Whenever they're in school, there's some kids who come to school with phones. And they run to those phones during break time, lunch hour, or games time, just to watch some of the weird content. But they do this because at home, they cannot be able to be given a phone. So they are actually, whenever they see any phone that is accessible like that, they get attracted so much and they are there to watch all this. So, but if they are already using a phone, you give them time to use that, then they'll not get excited whenever they see any other phone. They'll be just concentrated. They'll know this is an obvious thing. This is something that everybody is able actually to access. So the best thing is let us know what our kids are interacting with. Because if your child has requested me for a phone and I've given him or her, then you don't know what I usually watch at my free time. You don't know the content of my phone. And this goes also to parents. You also as a parent, I know you have received very sensitive videos and pictures from friends and they're lying there on your gallery. But you give your child a phone to play with. So you end up exposing your own child to dangers, to content that is not really fit for them. So what we are requesting you also as caregivers, as parents, is make sure that you download apps to lock some of the sensitive apps like galleries that kids are able to access in case you're using, you usually give your child your phone to also access and use. And also something else that we need to do for these kids, whenever you are having this phone, make sure that you control also the time that they're using the phone so that they don't get also addicted to some of the content and even the games they are playing. Introduce other things to use technology with to them, make them use technology in a more constructive ways. And that's why you see as Kidz Africa, we train kids on how to create apps, how to create games, how to create robots and all that, so that they look at phones, they look at computers as tools for them to come up with innovations to change the entire community how it is reasoning. So that is what actually I will tell the viewers. Let's make sure the phones that we are sharing with our kids are secure enough before we share with them, because it's more dangerous. We are exposing them actually to dangers. Just as I finish, we are having smart TVs at home, and some parents usually feel like they need to be in control. They put the email addresses that are on their phones on their TVs. Then you come home one day and your kids are watching the same content you are watching, and you're wondering how spoiled these kids are. But back to data mining and all the marketing strategies that are being used on targeted clients. If I send you a link for a video that is sensitive and you watch it on your phone, it syncs together all the data. So on any other device that your email will ever log in, all the content that will be popping up are related to what you've been checking. So at home, when kids are watching the TV, then that's also the most recommended content that will be coming to them. So you are at work working hard to make sure you're going to help these kids, but at the same time, you are exposing them at home on some content that is not also childly friendly. So we need to take up first, to be the first people to protect them before even now we talk about hackers and other people who are having malicious thoughts towards the safety of our children only.
Okay. So as we wrap up, Esther, is there a parting shot you'd like?
So this has been a very informative session. I've learned so much. Thank you for having me. And I would like to invite you to close the gap at National Square Nyali. We have a wonderful co-working space. We have a computer shop where you can buy the tools, the phones, laptops, desktops, that you're able to join the digital movement. And we also have a beautiful cafe where you can have snack here and there. Yes, so welcome, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, so Paul, as a parting shot, as a summary for what has been happening this week, and then you can also inform the viewers of what we are planning for tomorrow. The details as well, you can do that.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the viewers who are viewing now and who will view, of course, later. This has been an entire week for us celebrating the International Internet Safety Week. And we have met different people from the radio stations. We have got a lot of calls answering people. We have been on different innovation spaces and other partners. So from the one when we were at Kenya Red Cross Mombasa branch, the two we were at the American corner, actually, past the elephant tusks at Moi Avenue, all the way to Swahili Port Hub, where we'll be having also the media press briefing, and at the same time, we'll be engaging with kids and adults and telling them some of the things we need to do and things not to do. Now, I cannot finish actually without saying about our partners. We have had a lot of partners for this to be able to happen. So we are having Communication Authority of Kenya, which is the entity of the government that works with protecting the content that we are taking. I've seen Grace is showing me the book list that we are having. So tomorrow, all the participants on the walk will be able to get a guide for child online protection with, that has information. So all the participants will be having that as part of the information to equip them, which has also contacts on where to report some of these things that we are going through online, all the cyber crimes that we're going through, and all the partners that are there in the ecosystem to assist us to live right and protect us within the online presence. So we are having also Close the Gap, of course, who today are our hosts, and not just today, but they have been also our partner and our host for the program that we are running for children and teenagers technology. As we wrap up.
So as we wrap up, thank you for being here. Now, for all of you who will attend the walk, please make sure you get this. Remember, just like in a day-to-day life, there is what you portray, there is what you are giving out. And this same is the same when you're coming to social media. There is a brand that you're selling out there. So whenever you're on social media, be mindful in terms of what you're posting. Look at the tone, look at the brand that you're selling. And don't